our millions, but it's not a competition, you see, because every Wiseman Club, every one of you are precious. You are what make all the difference. So we have to act together. None of us can do it alone. We will all act together. Carlos always says, if you want to go far, you have to go together. And we are going far, so we must work together. I love the work we do with the Brotherhood Fund and the cultural exchange that it fosters, and your Alexander Scholarship Fund. Not only you train our YMCA professionals, but also you help with our change agents. And I don't know if you know about it, but we're going to have our 5th cohort. We're considering application even as I speak here today. So I also love the various programs that you have. Time of Fast, Roll Back Malaria, Going Green, Week for Waste. I love the names you choose for these things. I also love the support you have given us in the World YMCA. Wiseman support for the YMCA COVID Solidarity Fund, which brought enormous help to our brothers and sisters that were truly suffering and struggling in the time of pandemic. Wiseman's partnership alongside YMCA with the Global Fund to fight TB, AIDS, and malaria, and the Wiseman support for the Youth-Led Solution Summit on Climate Action in October of 20, and the Youth-Led Solution Summit on the Future of Work in June of 21. We are truly grateful. Thank you very much. So, as Joe said, you've journeyed from Toledo in 1922, and here you are in Taipei 100 years later, and no doubt you'll go much further still. But how? None of us can afford to sit still. I remember the words of your past president, Casey Samuel, which my predecessor, Patricia Pelton, quoted at your centennial celebration at the World Council in Aarhus in July last year. He talked about the inevitability of change and the value of those who can see it faster and adapt faster. YMI, I know, is always adapting and always questioning how it can add value to its members and to the communities it serves. And so do we at the World YMCA. We're all trying to change and adapt. Samuel exhorted us to have a vision that's always just beyond the reach, but not impossible. And it's really an interesting coincidence that he said those words on the day that World YMCA approved Vision 2030. Our response to change. It grew out of a commitment on our 175th birthday in London in 2019. And we were trying to imagine our 200th birthday in 2044. And we began to ask ourselves, what is our North Star? You know, up in the sky, everybody, no matter where you are, you look, you know where you're going. And then from stargazing, we came crashing down to Earth with COVID-19. The devastation that it brought, it's sad to see grown men cry because they've had to lay off thousands of workers. And it was March 2020, was really tough. Our financial models, our business model, everything was devastated. But as I was telling a group of you yesterday here, that's the way of the Lord. You know, sometimes when you have to change your ways, something disastrous happens that brings you to a screeching halt. And then you rethink your life. You rethink your priorities. You rethink, where am I going? Where am I heading? And this rethinking is truly what has happened to all of us. We have started to reimagine and rethink to see the opportunities to build ourselves anew and to make ourselves fit for the 21st century. So we've decided that instead of sitting and waiting for the community to come to us, we are going to the community. Instead of insisting on in-face and in-person meetings, we're doing things online. Instead of thinking, oh my God, our youth are a problem, we're saying, no, they are the solution. Let's put them in the driver's seat. And to work in the areas that our young people told us they cared most about, and these are exactly, as they say, I cite chapter and verse, community well-being, and not just the physical gym and swim formula. No, they are interested in the mind, body, spirit of self and their communities. Meaningful work, not just work. We continue to be the largest employer of young people across the globe. But no, they are talking about work that is meaningful to them, that gives them joy to do it and gives those who receive it joy. Sustainable planet, like the good doctor gave us a lecture about, and not just challenging the YMCA and its members to go green. We have a long way to go there. But to really call loudly for climate justice and climate action and climate accountability. And finally, a just world, the pillar that underpins it all. And maybe we can call it the foundation of our mission. You see, our mission is to empower young people and communities worldwide to build a just world where there are no biases, an equitable and inclusive world. That means calling out on injustice. I mean, all injustice, all discrimination, and truly acting for all, men, women, boys, girls, in the global south as well as the global north. Embracing people of any faith, no faith, or of any description. So, at one level, Vision 2030 is a strategic framework around which a movement can align for greater scale and greater impact with itself and with its environment. At a deeper level, though, it's really a quest, not just to reimagine ourselves, but to really reimagine the world. Can you imagine a world that's equitable and has no bias and is treating everyone the same and is taking care of the planet? I know it sounds impossible, but never say never. My Secretary General and your good friend Carlos Sanvi, who is a YMCA man and boy, says that with this Vision 2030, he has never seen the amount of alignment in the movement. And he's been at it for a long time. Our challenge, of course, is now to make a practical alignment. So we have been working hard planning the implementation of Vision 2030. In November, we issued a framework of a practical guide on how to implement Vision 2030. By the end of 2022, many YMCA national movements had already aligned their strategies and strategic plans with Vision 2030, or scheduled additional meetings for further discussion. And among them were YMCAs of Australia, Canada, Germany, India, Ireland, the Philippines, Scotland, and YMCA of San Francisco. So, YMCA of USA adopted Vision 2030 at a board level this past February and pledged financial support for movement-wide implementation. Europe and Africa area alliances have pledged to do the same. These are really exciting times, but we have further to go still for the worldwide movement to really get aligned. So 30 people from all over the movement, from across the globe, met in Geneva just 2 weeks ago. And they planned what we call the backbone. So this is really the way this project is going to work. And that's going to be an alliance of the World YMCA, the area alliances, providing support to the national movements. And this support will be in 4 areas: strategic alignment, learning and innovation, influence and advocacy, and resource mobilization. So very soon we will create 4 pillars, teams to coordinate work across the pillars and across the global movement. And as you can see, Vision 2030 is well underway. And you guys have pledged to walk with us, and we are grateful. Thank you. So, as your hymn has it in splendid Victorian evangelical language, new zeal our hearts imbuing, wise men in fact, as well as in name. Well, World YMCA in fact, as well as in name. We are indeed brothers and sisters, and we're grateful for that. I thank you, and once again, congratulations to all of you.
Thank you, Ms. Hyak. The bonding relationship between YMCA and YMI has been a century old, and we'll continue to work together in service to fulfill our mission of always doing what is best for our society. In the meantime, we have ISG, let's welcome ISG, Jos Varghese, to introduce some of our special guests.
Thank you, Soheila. We have a number of YMCA leaders who come as special guests for this event. May I start with Ronald Yam from Hong Kong. He's the Deputy President of the World Alliance of YMCA. He is a YMCA liaison to the world, to the wise men. So he is also a member of our International Council. He sits on our council meeting. Thank you, Roland, for coming. And he has agreed to be a new member of the club when he gets back to Hong Kong. Thank you. We have, I hope Soheila will also do the same. We will have a new country in Lebanon, hopefully with Ghassan and all other leaders. We have our APA, Asia Pacific Alliance of YMCA President, Professor Chen. He's not here now, but he was here yesterday. And the General Secretary, number 1, is present here. And these 2 leaders represent the Asia Pacific Alliance of YMCAs. In the Wiseman family, India area is the largest movement. And we are grateful that the national president of the YMCA of India, the brand new national president, Vincent George, and the National General Secretary, Betram Devadas. These two leaders are present in this meeting. About 10 days back, he was been elected as the national president. Congratulations, Vincent. And we have the first club in India was formed by the YMCA Chennai, the Madras. That was the first club. And the General Secretary of the Madras YMCA is present. The CEO and the General Secretary, Asir Pandan, is present here. Asir is somewhere here. He is representing the, he's there. A young, dynamic YMCA CEO of the Madras, which is one of the largest YMCA in India. And we have the National YMCA of Philippines, the National President, Anton, the National General Secretary, Ori. Welcome, both of you. We acknowledge your presence. A number of, and Sina, where in Austin, she's also staff of the YMCA in Philippines. So we are grateful that a number of YMCAs were present in this meeting, and they are several YMCAs sent their greetings to us, and we are all grateful to all of them. Thank you so much.
And then for IBC signing ceremony,